I have one question for the Carolina Hurricanes. And it's the same question if you ever have to speak to, like, if you're called into the assembly of a middle school, what do? You step to the microphone, you say, "Are you ready?" "Yeah." "I can't hear you. Are you ready?" That's what it is. Are the Carolina Hurricanes ready for the postseason? Are they ready for the playoffs? It's what this entire season has been about. The last few days, why did you sit your guys? To get ready for the postseason. This entire season, what has been the question? Will you be ready for the postseason? How do you judge the Carolina Hurricanes' success or failure in any given season starting about 3 years ago? By how well they do in the postseason, in the playoffs. They finished with 99 points. They finished 1 point shy of their fourth consecutive 100-plus point season. 1 point shy. And guess what I have to say to that? Who cares? It's not about the regular season anymore. It once was a big deal to win a certain amount of games or get a certain amount of points or to be at a certain position in the standings at the end of the regular season. It's not anymore. It's about how far do you make it in the postseason. Did last night wake up some secondary scoring? Dennis, we did a pre-playoff Hurricanes and cons. What are you most concerned about? What are you most confident about for the Canes? Your concern was secondary scoring. Did last night change any of that?
It didn't change it entirely, but I liked what I saw last night. I was like, oh, Andrei Svechnikov scoring a goal where he looked like Andrei Svechnikov on a one-timer. I was like,
confident.
Yes, he's like, I want that puck. I want to let this thing fly. It was also nice to see Kotkaniemi actually score a goal and Jack Roslovic score a goal. So yes, it was helpful, but can you do it on a consistent basis? And keep in mind, Ottawa yesterday dressed their playoff lineup.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of like, hey, this is our last go-around before we actually start playing Toronto. They dressed their playoff lineup. Canes obviously did not.
Yeah, there's two ways to look at the last game, right? Rest or dress rehearsal. Ottawa looked at it as dress rehearsal. Canes looked at it as rest. But it's still, like, Kotkaniemi scoring, Roslovic scoring. You brought up the Svech goal. Like, we were doing the whole, like, they hadn't scored and with a goalie in net since X amount of days ago, X amount of months ago for a handful of them. Now they get to go into the postseason on a good note. Those streaks are broken. It's better. Again, I'm with you. I don't think it's solved, but it's better. Seth Jarvis, are you ready for your close-up? Are you ready for your star-making turn? That's what I want to know about the kind of top line, right? Sebastian Aho, he's going to one day wear the C. He's been around for a long time. Seth Jarvis feels like he's ready for that star-making performance. There's only one way to do that in the postseason, and you got to produce. And you have to win in the first round. You have to make it to the second round where hopefully the Canes will have more featured games, and you have to produce in those games. And nationally, everybody go, oh, yeah, that guy was on Team Canada in the Four Nations, wasn't he? Oh, yeah, that guy does have 2 30-goal seasons before the age of 23. Oh, yeah. Taylor Hall, we talked about it yesterday. Low-key, super important, right? The Svech, Kotkaniemi, they scored last night. I still think Taylor Hall is going to have to be the straw that stirs the drinks on that second line if they're paired together. I had somebody, and this, you know what? I love our listeners for a million reasons. I don't know if I'm rubbing off on them or they're rubbing off on me, but I'm the overthinker, right? Like Dennis will tell you, right? I'm looking for stats. I'm overthinking everything. I'm like why did they do it this way, not that way? Somebody hit me up on social media asking if it was a big deal, if it meant anything that Taylor Hall was on the big poster outside the arena and not Svech. And I was like, that's the kind of overthinking I normally do, so I'm with you. I don't think it is, but maybe. Now that you mention it, right? Maybe they understand how important Taylor Hall is going to be, and maybe they're interested in taking some pressure off of Andrei Svechnikov. You don't have to go be top of the poster, above the fold headliner. You can just go play hockey and let others wear the weight of the world on their shoulders. And then there's this other thing. the goaltending. And then there's this other thing. Rod Brind'amour asked after the game yesterday, in which you faced, as Dennis said, the fastball lineup from Ottawa, but a bunch of goals were scored. Not the best in front of him being played for Freddie, but Freddie gave a bunch of goals. Rod asked what he saw from Freddie in his final start of the year.
Well, we left them out to dry there a bit. They made nice plays. I mean, that's their team. They got skill, and you give them power plays, you got no chance. So, too many, and like I said, we left them out to kind of hang out there on a lot of those penalties. But other than that, he made some good saves.
So just a little bit ago, I went to the listeners. I went on Twitter and I just said, "Are the Canes ready for postseason?" Got a bunch of responses. First of all, there's a lot of people that think the Canes are ready for the postseason, and do you know why, Dennis? Because Alexander Necas is here. They think there is a lot of expectations on that guy. There's a lot of we're ready because it's Necas time. I hope everybody else is ready too. But there's also a decent amount of skaters are ready, goalies aren't. Ben on Twitter went even as far to say skaters, yeah, the goalies might be ready for the Southern Professional Hockey League playoffs, but they're nowhere close to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now, that might be a little aggressive, but I do think it's as I said yesterday, it's the thing weighing on my mind the most. If I were Rod Brind'amour and I wake up in a cold sweat, right, with perfectly slick back hair, the thing that would be waking me up would be goaltending. And the idea of Freddie has to play. I mean, if we're posing it as this question, are you ready? Is Freddie ready to upend his reputation and step up when the postseason hits? Be better in the postseason than he's been in the regular season. Right? Everybody will say it. You're only the guy that can't win the big one until you win the big one. Right? You're only the goalie that levels down in the postseason until you get to a postseason and level up and carry your team through a couple games and help them win the big one. Can Freddie Anderson do it? And if not, when do they give Piotr the chance to do it? Do they give Piotr the chance to do it? Granted, he would have to step up probably 2 or 3 levels from where we've seen recently. And then there is the question that so many of you, I guess, think the answer would be right next to Slavin. The question of where does Necas fit into all of this, which Alexander Necas, the video's out there on social media. I believe it came straight from the Canes. He's in the Lenovo Center. We have video of him walking up to the ice and doing the look around so this is home.
Yeah, they posted that an hour ago on X.
He's here in the area.
Here.
If he's in the car, he might be listening. Hey, what's up, Alexander?
Hey, man.
Let us know which pairing is your favorite.
Let us know what kind of food you want. I'll let you know.
Yeah, if you need
I got you set up.
If you need some Rex, hit us up.
I know some people.
We got you. Yeah, as if for at least a little while he's going to be able to walk in anywhere. Actually, you know what I was actually thinking about? This is a side note. When that video was posted, I realized I've watched a ton of clips of him in the KHL. I've read a ton of interviews. Didn't really even know what his face looked like. And I was like, I've been talking about this guy. I've been so excited about this guy. Huh. So that's it was one of those, I don't know, some grainy KHL footage, always wearing the helmet. It was he's a person. He's not just this idea of a young, gigantic skilled defenseman. He's a human and he's here. Finally felt real. Kind of getting to look at him. It will be interesting, and we're gonna, have to react really to how they use him, when they use him, when does he get put in the lineup. Tomorrow's practice will be buzzworthy, to say the very least, assuming he's involved. But mostly, it's exciting. Devils, get ready. That's what I have to say. Devils on Easter Sunday. The Canes are playing the Devils on Easter Sunday. Get ready. 3 o'clock, Lenovo Center. Be there.